It is Monday. I hope you guys are having a good day. For me, so far, so good. What I would like to do in this episode is continue working on the Wild Resort and see how far we can get. I have a few couple of ideas, but I only have these ideas thanks to a few couple of comments. The first one is of Ninuturu saying, Mister, it's called a cattle grid or wild roaster in Dutch. Can't you make stables or pens for the creatures instead of a digital storage? The bunnies scream when you kill them. Make a giant sign over the road Jurassic Park style. Call it Wildlands. Well, there we go. We now have a nice name. We're just gonna call it simply Wildlands, which is a zoo here in the Netherlands too. Binary is saying, looking really good. Maybe a little treehouse or viewing platform in one of the trees near the roads in the nature reserve. I think that is actually a fantastic idea. When I was reading this comment, I could visualize the whole structure being built already. And it would also make a lot of sense. Since I don't really have a parking spot, it would be nice if people can get out of the cars and just walk around in this Wildlands park. And I think that is a very perfect solution. Cat Cows is saying the roads is looking so good. And Merrick is saying very efficient but quite disturbing. He's actually referring to me road killing all those animals. Which I hope is something that will stay there. So Merrick, if you are listening right now at this moment, when you have like an overpopulation of animals, it's going to take quite a while to get rid of all of them, and a vehicle is just the perfect solution to get rid of them, so please keep that in the game. Thank you all for your lovely comments. I really like to read that each and every time again. Now, I've of course also been doing a few couple of things off camera, like I placed this tree down here. I am already busy farming for seeds for palm trees that I would like to place in there, but palm trees is something that I would like to place a little bit more here and there with reasons. I just don't want to, dump everything everywhere. I really want to make eye catches. I really want to create small little places, and with the idea of Binary having like tree platforms all over the place, it's going to give me more reasons to create special places. And or I've also been thinking that it's kind of seems like I didn't have a few couple of animals stuck to the pen. Now they are all stuck to the pen and they will stay there, and they don't seem to be breeding right now. Before they were breeding, and that's because they didn't were assigned to the pole. Man, my words. So now it seems like they don't do that. So what I will do is I have a few couple of resources with me, and I'm going to assign certain animals to certain spots, and then I think it would be cool to make like a pathway going through this park where you can walk through. I mean, it's an island, you don't need a parking spot and cars to even get here. And I think what would be nice is to create somewhere a hotel and make like a route going via here towards to the starting point of actually going up into the trees, have like little pathways going all over the place. And then it would be very nice to assign certain groups of animals to certain spots that kind of make logic. So the boar going to stay here, the rabbits maybe uphill, and the horse further ahead. And maybe take a look at a few couple of other animals that we can actually store in here, which would make sense. I know tigers and leopards and stuff don't eat these animals, but it's, it's kind of weird. I was thinking about maybe some camels onto the beach there, maybe. They like sand though. Anyways, I have been changing this spot down here, and I changed it for a very good reason. That's because Ninuturu was saying, make a sign over the road Jurassic Park style, call it Wildlands. I have been making the sign already. That's the only thing that I have been pre-making. So I had to do something with this spot. So I thought, let's place one of these containers that I've been building before and I haven't used it just yet. Place it down here. First I had black trash cans, but then I was like, it is too much black and green and whatever not over here. So yeah, I think blue bags for now will just do the job. And man, so much trash. It is, and I'm thinking about it, it's actually kind of silly, because the only trash that will be made, maybe there is like a system down here which those drinking cups and bowls can be brought back for recycling, because maybe, you know, that makes a bit of sense. Then the only trash that will be made is trash from food leftover, which is all fruit, which doesn't make sense to just have this all here, while all the leftovers of food can be given to the animals down here. Maybe I need to change this and, you know, have this system where plastic is, you know, this is plastic. Okay, there we go. I like to make up little stories and, you know, having some sense in certain things. Anyways, here is the Jurassic Park entrance. It is perfectly the same almost. And I want to place it right down here somewhere. The thing here is I could place it like perfectly down here, but then I need to remove those poles. And I think those poles will just give it a little extra. Or I could say, you know, place it out here, but before I continue on that, I'm going to need to show you something, because I have been working onto the tunnel too. I can't remember if I showed you the last episode. I don't think I have. I fixed this down here. Did I show it to you? Maybe? I'm not sure. I fixed this down here because I figured out if I place it down here, then they might go around like that or whatever. It is fine. And before I show you that, I've also been fixing this at the bridge. Just like so. This was actually a very difficult choice to make it like this. I'm not quite sure if animals get on here and then, you know, escape like Mission Impossible style and then go on here and then I'm free, even though I cannot get off the island. So yeah, they will just drop down in here and then get out of here, something like that. Now, this wasn't too bad of a project. It was a bit of a messing around and there are things that I'm not quite happy with. Let's just load the stuff in there. The thing that I'm not happy with is the way how this barrier comes in. I might need to just change that. Only over here I'm getting a problem. As you can see, the incline stuff here has a little edge, and over here there is no edge. So I might just need to make an incline piece like that did over there, and then just, you know, I can deal with it. And then remove all of this unnecessary stuff and keep the tunnel smooth. Now the reason why I don't have the lower barrier type of deal along the wall is because it didn't look that good. Having bits and pieces, you know, glitch, because these have textures, while these guys don't have textures. So up here I was just creating bit by bit pieces of ground. Then I used the rake in order to smoothen things out, and it doesn't look too bad if you ask me. Maybe for the future I need to do something different, because the only spot where it, you know, it's gonna take a lot of work is on site where the hill is way too steep. And I also noticed another thing, that working with a propeller pack on steep angles like this is not the best thing, because, you know, you run out the whole time. And then I was like, what if you could go into builder's mode and then add ground? I'm like, yeah, that is also a fantastic idea. I mean, you're building the ground, right? So it would kind of make sense to have this as an option. And this builder's mode would be just perfect to do this, because you don't mess around with the propeller pack. Now the reason why it looks so ugly is because ground, what you add here, needs to be added here, and you keep on going and going. And yeah, at some point I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna accept this for now. I will just place some plants and whatever not to cover it a little bit off. But then I'm like, you know, you don't see anything of it from this side. Even from this side you don't see it. I mean, it's hidden up pretty well, so I'm happy with that. You happy too? You like this spot, don't you? You're always to be found here, yes, and then you go like, and then you go like, okay, it's because the camera is rolling. You get nervous, don't you? He always escapes over the barrier there. It is fine by me. Alright, enough about that. I also can't wait for this area to be grown. And yes, I will take care for some trees and bushes over there. And it's going to look absolutely fantastic. Alright, so next thing next. I'm going to place this gate right out here. It's gonna be a bit of a thing to lock, but I'm glad you can look around while placing this thing. I'm also going to need to remove these guys. Beautiful. That is just looking fantastic. Now the only downside, of course, the storages will turn off when it's raining or bad weather. But nonetheless, it looks nice for this moment. So thank you a lot for this suggestion, because I couldn't really think of something that would look that good. And yeah, often other people, you know, that watch have other ideas than I have. And yeah, I just like that when people come in with nice ideas. Okay, so I have also understand why some said yes and some said no. That is because the assignment to a pen. Apparently, I discovered that meanwhile I was doing off-camera stuff. So unassigned, assigned. So now it means it is assigned to this thing. This just means it is assigned. Now, I do not really know what it means when it has an X. I mean, if it's not assigned like this, it doesn't show anything. So, yeah. Now, I'm thinking of it. It would be nice if our zoo have something special. So, I'm going to say, let's add a special rabbit. In this case, Zelda. Yeah. Gonna be the eye catcher of the rabbit group. Very nice. Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. I just really like this idea of creating like a Wildlands park. Basically because it is something I haven't really seen people doing. Now that of course absolutely doesn't mean that people haven't been doing this. It's just that I haven't seen it. The same goes for my Ferris wheel. Now, how am I going to implement a horse? The thing here is what I would like to create is a roundabout type of expedition pathway through this Wildlands. So, you know, you don't get to one point and then have to go back. No, you come here, you go around over the road and continue that way and swing around like a little monkey. So I'm going to have a spot for the horse. Now it does seem like we have something nice here to work with. Now, I could say, let's tame another horse, but there might be a mythical horse type of deal. So, I'm going to take care that this horse will have, like, a buddy, but I want it to be a mythical buddy. So we're gonna have some nice horses around this area. I want to make, like, a pen or something right out here, so when it's raining, it can sleep, and anything else, it can just walk around, enjoy. Having fun like it does right now. So that is very good. Alrighty then. I've been spending a little bit of time into the editor thinking what do I want exactly, and after a little while I figured out what I wanted, and it is right down here. This one is for the boar. It is two little houses. I have some feeding through, and I'm going to need to raise the ground, it seems like. Well, I'll be damned. Or I need to lower the ground. I think lowering the ground will be a lot better, since if I... well, actually not. I mean, the ground would be very trampled if you would, so there is not really a lot of grass growing around. So it would be okay to say I can add some dirt in the area to raise it. I guess this is a little bit the reason why free place mode needs to, free place mode needs to be added to Blueprint. So if it doesn't work out on the grid, you can just simply solve it by putting it on free place mode. So you can at least, you know, make it a little bit reasonable. Is that a rabbit? I have been murdering you guys out, or is this one mine? No, it wouldn't run away. Okay, so these dudes, or at least, they're just inside the stone. Okay, so these dudes will be making some more babies. So yeah, locking them up there isn't going to help. Even though I don't understand why these dudes are not doing anything, because it seems like a male and a female. Alright, anywho's, I got it to work. So basically what I did, I went back to the editor and I lowered it. I lowered this one twice, and as you can see, the ground is still a little bit down from this block, but it is working right now. That is fantastic. So basically I tried to mess around with this piece of ground down here, up, lower it, raise it, whatever not, and then I was like, you know, I need to lower the whole structure, and then it will work out. So then I just placed bits and pieces of dirt around the area and some more of this sand, and trying to, you know, get the idea of where it's supposed to be. And then I just flattened it all out, and it seems like it is perfect now. It's a little bit of a trampled area, if you would. So now we can just start filling in the blank. I'm glad with the rabbits it will be less difficult, simply because, you know, I'm going to free place all of the stuff. Alright, let's add in the last stuff, and here we go. Beautiful. I only hope that, yeah, they might walk through this thing, but I can't have everything. So these guys have bananas, they got berries, they got melon, and a little bit of, you know, I would say grass, hay type of deal. I've been reading they would eat some of the vegetation, certain plants, they eat berries, they eat nuts. Alright, looking good, looking good. I'm just going to soften out the ground just a tiny bit, just around this edge where it starts to become flat. Of course, later on, we're gonna make this area look nice, or at least what I would like to do is, I like the whole idea of surprising you guys. You know, it's like, yo, look at this, and then all of a sudden there's vegetation, rocks, sticks onto the ground. Maybe I can also mine something up with leaves. I mean, spinach leaves look a little bit like they could have fallen from the trees, that I only need to, well, maybe. It's going to be one heck of a work to put leaves all over the place in here, and I'm thinking of it. But yeah, trust. Alright, you two guys, I would like to have your ass. The horse is again loose from his pole. I just don't get it. Maybe the pole isn't like aimed out that well. They're just like gerbils. They like to sit in their own feeding too. It is fine, it is fine. The whole idea of these guys being here is what I want to create. Now, though, I find this feeding through a little bit, you know, too gray as compared with them. I got two options. Or I need to make these dudes a little bit darker. A little bit more brownish, like that. Doesn't add too much, but at least something. Or, I don't know why I went in there. I need to make these guys a little bit more brownish. Oh, I'm already sorry of this. Okay, you guys go back here. So I got complete freedom of changing this back. Alright, maybe now I can do it without ruining everything. Of course, freaking course not. You know what? Don't change anything. It is fine. Yeah, that's nice. Hey, will you get your ass over here? Stay here. Stay home. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, definitely. Alright, you guys. So, this is gonna be a little bit more troublesome now I'm thinking of it. If I want to make like a nice, tiny little rabbit hole, this whole mountain is going to get a cave where a dinosaur can sleep in, which I am not really happy with, so I'll guess. This is monkey balls. Oh my god, it's, you know, I could go to the editor, it's no problem at all, but you know, trying to place something out here might be a bit of a problem because it's very hillish. I need to make it myself easier, you know, so I don't lose my patience. Okay, I have added a little bit of extra stuff surrounding the boar pen. I'm just gonna turn around and show it to you. So this is the kind of idea we are slowly getting around in this area. Of course, there is a lot more that needs to be added in order to make this scene look finally complete. I mean, what I'm missing is like big bushes, big dense bushes. Maybe I'm going to admit some fruits need to be grown here, even though these boar would kinda eat them up. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm still missing something. Maybe something colorful, something that would add up to the area down here. And these rabbits are getting out of control again. It is all going to be fine. So yeah, so to be real honest, I'm starting to run out of resources. I was just painting stuff and the paint is no more. I needed some other stuff and I don't have it. And slowly but surely, you know, gentle to say, it starts to make me a little bit moody. So I just have to quit it down here. Like, I was busy with a bowl and I wanted to play some stuff in there and, you know, crying and complaining. And I want to keep this Monday a nice Monday instead of just ruining it. So if you have some ideas, then just let me know down below in the comment section. Then I can see how to add your ideas to here. Just let me know. Maybe you see what I'm missing down here. Are these flowers indeed? Maybe some dense bushes. Maybe I need to have like these berry bushes or something that is lower. Maybe I can look into the editor for some of the bushes, because right now J-Rock is commenting in the Discord. I really want the large of the tree to grow, so I have to make separate blueprint to place them. So what he means is these rainforest plants, they have 3 different types, and I was also looking for these large ones. So I took the seeds of the large one, then I placed them, and then I'm not going to say disappointed like this one. I just wanted to have these very large kind of guys around here to get really that dense feeling a lot quicker. But I will see what I can do in the editor, because like I said, there is no free place mode for blueprint, so plants might often end up too much in the ground or flying up in the air, something like that. At least, yeah, I'm starting to feel it around here. I really like the whole process of creating special little spots here and there, rather than just, you know, dumping all kinds of stuff around. I mean, this is really starts to become an eye catcher. So for me, right now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to edit this video, and then I'm going to farm the heck out of the stuff that I'm going to need in order to complete this area. And what I might end up doing is make a horse pen, even though this horse is continuously wandering off. Or maybe I just need to place some special feeding trough made out of steel rods, you know, which those ones you see in the zoo often, where like bigger animals are eating from, like those kind of steel baskets, if you would, on poles. And just, you know, leave that horse wandering about, and yeah, since it just won. And then, yeah, let's see what we can do here in the next episode.